Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel is written to us by John. On the first day of the week, Mary of Magdala came to the tomb early in the morning. It was still dark, and she saw that the stone had been removed from the tomb. She ran, and she went to Simon Peter and to the other disciple whom Jesus loved. And she told them, "They have taken the Lord from the tomb, and we don't know where they have put him." So Peter and the other disciple went away and came to the tomb. They both ran, but the other disciple ran faster than Peter, and he arrived at the tomb first. He bent down, he saw the burial cloths, but did not go in. When Simon Peter arrived after him, he went into the tomb and saw the burial cloths lying there, and the cloth that had covered his head. It was not with the burial cloths, but rolled up in a separate place. Then the other disciple also went in, the one who had arrived at the tomb first. He saw and believed, but they did not yet understand the scripture that he had to rise from the dead. This is the gospel of the Lord. Perhaps you know or have noticed that the men don't tend to come off well in any of the four gospel accounts, particularly of the resurrection. And this particular lectionary reading unfortunately stops 2 verses short. If I could have continued, the next line in John 19 says, "The two men went back home." Nothing more. Went back home. You could interpret that as going back to the old storyline, business as usual. Rather a strong statement of disbelief, certainly unexcitement. But then the next line says, "And Mary remained there weeping." The women, particularly in the resurrection accounts, come off brilliantly. The women always get it, the men never get it. I don't think that's put in there by accident. Right? Now, it's not meant to be a sort of justification for fighting about gender issues, but much more power issues. Jewish culture, like most cultures in all of history, men had all the power. Women, frankly, were not even legitimate witnesses. They had no credibility. They had no status. They did what men told them to do. And we're going to see in each account, like Matthew's account, we have the women waiting for it ahead of time. Mary Magdalene and Mary, even his mother, remain seated opposite the tomb after the stone had been rolled in front. There's expectation, there's desire, there's hope, there's longing, there's need. In today's version, we see that it's a woman, even a woman that was often considered a sinner, Mary Magdalene, who is the first to get it, the first that he appears to. This is no accident. It's invariably the people on the edge and the bottom who need it the most, who long for it most clearly. You see, those who experience resurrection are those who need resurrection.